Well, that was certainly something. First of all, hearty condolences to Sheffield United. You do question if, had things been normal for this season, would they have still been in this situation? But yeah, all the same, hearty farewell to them. Um, as for us, hit 40 points. Took us a little longer than it probably should have, but we're there all the same. And yeah, it's starting to look like we're probably going to finish 12th, which is fine. I mean, if you throw out the previous two seasons, it would be our highest Premier League finish to date. So I'm not too displeased with it. I know a lot of people didn't think we would get that high. So as for the game itself, I mean, it was fine. It was a boring 1-0 win, as sort of has characterized our victories for this season. But it is what it is. A win is a win is a win, and you just got to take it where you can get it. Um, everything looked fine. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will be freaking that we gave Sheffield a lot of chances, but at the end of the day, they never really looked like scoring, to be honest. I mean, we seemed pretty solid defensively, and though Sheffield had some good chances, it just seemed destined that this was going to be the night that they went down. But yeah, 3 points, definitely take it. Yeah.
Whew. 1-0 against the bottom of the league. What's not to be pleased about? Um, yeah, I just feel like today was a bit of a strange game. Didn't really feel too up for it to begin with. Didn't really get excited about it. Once we scored or in the second half, and we had a few chances, and as the game went on, it was just a bit of a meh fixture in its entirety. Obviously sad from the Sheffield United perspective, but it's disappointing to see how much we allow other teams to just kind of take the initiative in games. We're lucky they're a poor side with very little attacking threat, and really not too much to say apart from the fact that Willian Jose finally got his goal. Nice to see Adama again being the catalyst for that. It's good to see him having game-changing moments, and that's 2 in 2 weeks now, which can only be a good thing at the end of the day. So, yeah, keep it going, keep getting the players, running into a bit of form for the rest of the season. But at the same time, let's just get it over and done with as soon as possible, because there isn't too much to be gained from what remains. Although 2 wins out of 2 against teams who are eventually going to be relegated, I believe. There's only one more left to play on that front. So a nice little boring, workmanlike, uneventful 1-0 would not go amiss on that front as well, Nuno. So please make sure that happens.
Hi guys, good win in the end. Not the best game, but a win's a win. 3 points, 41. Fair play to William Jose, he deserved it. When you think back at the Arsenal game and the last game, he deserved to get a goal to his name. And for me, I know a lot of people hate him, don't think he's good enough, but the way he holds the ball up, I do think he's a good player, and he will maybe come on to be a great player. And for me, it's not a massive amount of money that Real Sociedad are potentially asking for him. And from what I've heard from different articles, they are willing to drop down on price. But 3 points wasn't the prettiest. Really, with Neves and Neto out of the team, you can see that they really are our spine, and really they held the team together for that strong structure. I feel like we did okay, but the attack just wasn't there. To be honest, I thought Dendoncker wasn't really all there. Some of the passes weren't great. Fair play to Traore. He seemed to be one of our better players, and for me, man of the match was Somodo. He has so much slack, so much slating from players every single week, and I thought he was absolutely great today. Some of his passes were unbelievable, and I think more people have to give him more of a chance and be more supportive towards him. Patricio had a great game, some good saves, and I thought the defence looked really good to see Bolly back from COVID. So let's just hope next game we got Neves back, and we can move on. And from what I've heard, Marcel might be back. I thought Nori's good, but we'll see what happens with Marcel. Always good to have 2 left wing backs on the bench or available. And we've got Burnley next, and hopefully Aston Villa, the shit, can lose against Man City, and we can get closer to dropping them down behind us, and potentially maybe even get a top 10 finish. But we'll see what happens. Few more games to go, and look forward to seeing Raul Jimenez back in the squad.
Appreciate without Jimenez, Johnny, Neto and Neves tonight. But you can't tell me that was the performance ceiling of the current players we've got available. It just feels like we're just not playing great from the sum of our parts. We seem to be feeling like we're grinding out games. Very similar to Jackets last season, second half of that season, when we were without a clinical striker after Afobe left, and we were just grinding out games, getting whatever points we could. To be honest, this game had 0-0, screamed all over it at half time. So it was great to get for winner. Great to see William Jose get his first goal for Wolves finally. Whether we see him again next season, I don't quite know. But at least it marks his tenure at Wolves with at least something as a striker to hang his hat on. I would have loved to. I'm sure everyone would have said Wolves be a bit more attacking, adventurous. Don't get me wrong, because Sheffield United caused us some issues, which is troubling in itself. Don't get me wrong, but be a bit more experimental. Try Vitinha, try Gibbs White, try Otazawi. We haven't got anything to play for at the moment. We're against the worst team in the division, one of the worst Premier League teams of all time, and we played it really safe. And that's really worrying for me. That we either don't have the confidence or we don't have the players to be able to express ourselves fully and really kind of try a couple of different things without fear of losing, because I completely understand that we could have gone forward at the back and played 4-3-3 or whatever and got pulled apart by a really poor football team, and that's not good. So look, at the end of the day, we have got 3 points, same as it was against Fulham, and that's sort of what matters. We've got a couple of, again, simple games coming up, so hopefully we continue just to grind out results, because it does push us up the league table, and it hopefully gives us some momentum and into the season on a little bit of a positive note in terms of results, even if the performances aren't there, and it gives them a lot to work on in the pre-season.